All right. So this video is focused around what happened yesterday, and that's the death of Charlie Kirk. Um, First of all, I wanna make clear that I'm not left, ultra left, somewhat left, or whatever. I'm not right. I'm not super right. I'm not ultra right. I'm not a bit right. I'm nothing. I'm nothing like that. I just think, I observe, I document, I then think about what I thought while I observed and bring it into perspective and so on and so on. You'll get it. Um in a political way, you could argue I'm kind of in the middle, but I don't even wanna state this as a fact that I'm in the middle or something. Um, and what I want to talk about is that the passing of a person is uh, is most often tragic, and it's a loss of human life. It's a loss of different ideas, different views, different contributions. It's just a loss. Um, I know that there are some kind of individuals that most of the people on Earth would say it's not a loss, but we don't have to discuss who those are or whatever. Um, so in that case, my first my my first reaction when I saw it on Twitter was just, yeah, it was uh it was tiny bit of sadness, but I kind of just took it as a fact because nowadays you see people dying kind of hourly, minutely, or even every second. So it wasn't anything really remarkable for me, but as um, Charlie Kirk has this huge following around him, and the huge impact in society regarding political views, because he was a person that was kind of standing at one point and arguing with the point on the complete opposite side. So yeah, it was completely obvious that in his case, there was a lot more media wave around it, and just talking around it and videos around it than when there are other people dying. Um, and what I wanna talk about is the fact that he was a person that was talking in public about his views, his ideas, his opinions, his beliefs, whatever. Just about, in essence, him as an individual. Because, yeah. Um, and the fact that he was on a spectrum situated on one particular side, and there are many million people at the moment who are extremely vocal from the complete opposite side of the spectrum. It only made sense that this was a view magnet like nothing else in the political space, other than when Donald Trump does whatever again. Anyways, so in some sense, he kind of created this on his own. So he was the person that decided, I wanna go out there, I wanna talk to people, I wanna confront myself with their ideas, with their views, and so on and so forth. And if you now watch back all, not all, but in a sense all of his encounters with people, some of them agreeing with him, some most of them not agreeing with him, you will realize that in the most instances, he's actually not the one starting to become aggressive or angry or kind of defensive because he can't really get his point around uh, whatever. He was just kind of talking what he thinks, his views, his knowledge, what he read about, what he knew about the subject of matter, and so on and so forth. And I know that there were many instances where he also kind of went overboard and he overreacted, but in the complete picture, you have way more interactions where he was the one not being this overreacting and drama making rather than the opposite side. So that's one point. But now why did he end up being shot by someone who is against his beliefs, his views, and so on and so forth? I mean, I can't completely say something about why because I'm not the person who did it. But if you just think about that, there wouldn't be any social media, you would realize that Charlie Kirk could probably have made everything the same as he usually did, sitting out in a college, in a university, park, wherever, and confronting himself with people, with people's views, ideas, political views, and so on. But he wouldn't get this much attention where him as a person is being framed as some real problem. Um so you have this huge online audience who kind of gathers together because they don't have to travel anywhere. They don't really have to spend money to do this gathering. They don't have to do nothing. They can just go online, they can comment, they can create groups, they can form whatever movements online, they can create hate speeches, and so on and so forth. And whenever he comes to a spot, you can go there and then you can confront him and you can try and you can maybe bring your point across or not, whatever, but you can't really do anything to him as a person because that's how our life should be. We should be able to talk to each other in a critical way about problems, about behaviors that kind of are not good, even though someone you're talking to is probably practicing this behavior, and this person should not feel directly offended as an individual, but just think about the whole concept or the whole context and maybe see where there could be a point in the thing the other person is talking about. And if there is just a few people that are not able to kind of not let those things hurt them as an individual and bother them as an individual and drive them to anger and so on, and all this is even multiplied by the whole media around it, because you can always go online and read, oh yeah, he's doing this or he's doing that, he's saying this, he's bad, he's a Zionist, he's a Nazi, he's a whatever you're talking about, besides really knowing the individual. So you're creating a complete bullshit picture of someone just confronting himself with other people. um because in the end, the views people have around the world, they will always be different, they will always be kind of opposite, they will always have issues with each other. But the point is never where one of each other or multiple tries to become like the chief of the others or the dictator of the others, because that's what's actually going on right now. All around the world, man. We have autocracies with democracies. We have somewhat democracies where there is not a lot of democracy in them. We have democracies who are really, really democratic, but they, because of their democracy, democratic system, they kind of drove themselves in a suicidal state because yeah, we know the immigration problems. And there are autocracies who kind of kill their own people because they hinder them in so many ways, uh, that many of them go and emigrate. And yeah, it's just a whole state of mind fuck where we put ourselves in, because there are some people around there who kind of want to promote their own thinking as the only thinking. And in the end, one person with a huge amount of media following gets shot. And I mean, in the grand scheme of numbers, uh, during those 24 hours where Charlie Kirk was shot, probably, I don't know, 100,000 people died. And don't get me wrong, it really is tragic, because how he died and who killed him, because it must have been a person that was just this much opposite of what he represented, that he felt he he needed to kind of end this person's talking. And that's just, it makes no sense. It's not logical, it's not rational, it makes no sense. And if the lefts now run around cities, and if they get asked, yeah, what do you think about his death, and they kind of burst out and, yeah, I supported, yeah, best thing, best whatever. I mean, how stupid do you want to be? And if you're on the right and you kind of now want to grasp your views off of this matter, how stupid do you want to be? I mean, in the end, it's tragic. In the end, it's loss of human life. In the end, it's someone who stood for his beliefs. But who the fuck is this stupid that he thinks we now have to create more around it than there is? Because in the end, nothing will change. It will only get worse, as we already see. There are people online talking about, yeah, now you got me into radical. Or there is already people in the US government talking about whose fault this is, or whatever, man. There are really, really, really wealthy people, and with a lot of media reach, social media reach, talking about stuff they literally should shut their fucking mouth up, because too many million people around this world are just too stupid to kind of think on their own. and and that's gonna be a huge problem further down the line. I mean, if you just think about how could 2026 turn out, or how could the 2025 winter season could turn out, because you don't know anything, man. And a few months back, I talked with a close friend about that. I think we're at a point where it could kind of boil over. And he was like, no, we just have to realize, and we have to learn, and we have to adapt, and so on and so forth. We ain't gonna adapt, man. We ain't gonna learn, and we ain't gonna make a step forward since 15 years, man. It's 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 just one brain fuck after another, and it's not even educational brain fuck or whatever, man. It's a yo-yo. We go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. And we cannot kind of create a force where all of us just stand together and move in one direction. We can move in this direction, we achieve. We can move in the next direction, we achieve. We can move some slightly back or forth or whatever. But if we move together, I mean, on Earth there is just this much space, and there is just this much people. Why the heck we always just work against each other? Because some are Asian, some are Hispanic, some are European, some are Muslims, some are Christians. Bro, who the heck are we that we are this stupid? Um, and as I realized that I'm kind of stupid as well, because I kind of drifted off and started rambling about kind of the whole issue we have. Um, I think I'm just gonna end this um, about now. But in conclusion, I kind of just wanted to bring the point around that if you think about the funny little fact that if you go to the restaurant and you're gonna eat pizza and there is pizza Hawaii on the menu, most of the people will tell you you can't order it, you can't eat that, you can't because it's just not right. Okay, if someone is on that menu and he's the pizza Hawaii, he has the same right to exist and the same right to talk, to be eaten, to be whatever as all the others. And it just makes no sense because who the heck thinks he has the power to tell anyone what he has to do? And if it's just an online mob or an online bubble from left against right or right against left or middle against both or whatever, it's just nonsense. It's really a waste of time, a waste of energy, although it kind of creates a boatload of money because many of those creators, influencers, whatever, who have the reach, um, they kind of can profit off of this. And yeah, GG's to them. I don't know how proud I will be about this, but it's not it's not my problem. So if you happen to listen this far, I would like to hear what you think about the whole situation and what you think about the kind of nonsense we are in and we're even getting deeper into. And I just hope that you're not a person that kind of began to feel something against the left or was happy because what has happened because you're left and you're against the right. I hope you're just a normal, straight up person that has his thoughts, his beliefs, his thinking, his rationality, his logic, and put it in perspective and just noticed it as a fact as it is. So that's about it. And as always, peace.